I was making sure you're still there.
Yep, all good.
Okay, I'm gonna start it. Okay, welcome to the Late Night Talks, episode 15. I'm your host, NG Fresh, and I have my, I guess, co-host of sorts, OkayFabe, Connor. How's it going?
It's going, man. I think, I thought the gods and everything were against us to have this episode happen, but we persevered and made through, and here we are.
Yeah, I didn't click anything this time. I see it recording, so that's good. I'm gonna pray for the best.
I know, between like my schedule and just technical difficulties and just all sorts of calamity, it's finally working. But no, we're good. We're all good in the hood.
Yeah, I've been busy as fuck as well. Like, it's been hard to even think straight with the amount of loss of sleep and everything. Like,
good old insomnia.
Yeah. I went a whole day, like, yesterday with, like, not even, like, much sleep, and I couldn't believe it. I functioned somehow.
I'm weird when it comes to sleep sometimes. Sometimes if I get like if I get like unbroken, like I don't wake up in the middle of the night, if I get like 4 hours of unbroken sleep, I could like take on the world. But if I like get 8 hours but I wake up twice, I'm useless.
Oh yeah,
it's the weirdest thing.
I had that happen today. Like, I got like full like sleep. Like yesterday I went to bed because I knew I needed to sleep, and then when I woke up I was like, oh, this is gonna fucking suck today. Like, but somehow I persevered.
Yeah, I know those days all too well. Ugh.
I'm a really weird insomniac where I can just function, like, think and everything somehow, like, zombie mode with, like, not even, like, an hour or two of, like, sleep. It's really strange.
I can kind of do the same thing if it's solid. Like, if it's a solid deep, like, 1 to 2 hours and nothing happens, I'm good to go. Like,
yeah.
So it just depends. I don't think in the majority of that one. I think that I'm similar fashion in some ways.
Okay, for the first topic, I know we discussed this before. I wanted to talk about Kong versus Godzilla.
Hell yeah, yeah.
What were your thoughts, like, if you want to go from the beginning, or, like, some things you liked throughout the movie, like?
Yeah, sure. So, I won't go into too much detail, not to spoil too many things out there in case people haven't seen it, but I thought Kong versus Godzilla was, not to knock it, I wasn't going into it with a lot of expectations because, well, let's face it, like, especially now with movies and TV shows and shit, people tend to blow up expectations a lot higher for a lot of things. So when I saw Godzilla versus Kong, I'm like, okay, I figured, like, there's gonna be a lot of, like, useless backstory and just like, this is why they fight and blah blah blah.
Yeah.
I thoroughly enjoyed it for what it was. I enjoyed it. I think the humans suck, which that's every monster movie. It's like, we have to have a backstory with the humans for a reason, and then, like, they suck.
Yeah, you have to.
So like, I get it. You have to have that. I understand that. But, like, I got my money's worth. I was happy with what they were, it was basically what it was. It was Godzilla versus Kong. I don't think it was overly complicated, even though they fucking tried to make it. But I think that was really the only thing. Was like go away, humans, go away, deaf kid. I just want to let me see the fucking lizard fight the ape. That's all I want. fight. But it was what it was, you know. It's like those like modern monster movies always do that, where it's like the selling attraction. It's like a fucking monster truck rally. Like the selling attraction obviously is you get to see this, but you have to go through all this BS to get to it, and so.
Yeah, I enjoyed it as well. I went with friends initially. I didn't want to go because I've only seen like one King Kong movie, so I went in like as a casual viewer. I didn't see the other ones.
Yeah, I mean, it like you weren't really missing a whole lot of, like, and that's the other thing too. Like, if you didn't see the Godzilla or the Kong movie that was the predecessor to this, you didn't really miss a whole lot, which was a nice little touch too.
Yeah, I've only seen parts of like Skull Island with Jack Black. I hear people like that one, but I wasn't like too big on it that much.
It was okay. It wasn't. Again, I'm not expecting I'm not expecting, man, Godzilla versus Kong better fucking sweep the Oscars next year, or others are gonna be held to pay.
Yeah, after watching...
I'm not expecting deep, raw, emotional,
Yeah, after watching this now, I want to go back and watch some of the ones that led up to this one.
To my knowledge, there was only two. It was just there was the Godzilla one, and then there was the Kong one. That's all. That was it, as far as I know.
Yeah, that's the ones I want to check out to see if they're like any good at all.
I didn't see the Godzilla one. I did see the Kong one though. The Kong one was pretty solid. It was okay. It was like, you know, I didn't hate Godzilla versus Kong, but I knew like what I was I knew what I was gonna get out of it when I went to go see it.
I was more so cheering on Godzilla because I always like Japanese shit, so I was like, oh, Gojira, and they even like name dropped it, which I liked in the movie, and like.
Oh yeah.
And I like how like.
Yeah, that was good stuff.
I also like the monster term kaiju, like that too, and basically it was the battle of that, which was really cool. I wasn't so much for like the sappy shit as you were saying.
Yeah, I mean, like I said, you kind of have to have that stuff to move the shit along for other people. I get that. I mean, there's discussion now about opening up, like maybe doing like a kaiju universe where they might bring in other more, other monsters, which I'm like, hey, I'm all for it, but they kind of killed off a couple of them when they were telling the origin story of Godzilla, but whatever. I mean, hey, if this is successful enough, and if they have good, decent writing, then I mean, they might be able to pull it off.
I also know why they did what they did with the ending. I'm not gonna say but I know it was to please a certain demographic, which makes sense, and the alternate one was the original, which really makes sense as well.
Yeah, I heard about that too. So I mean, again, you go into it what do you expect.
Another topic I wanted to also segue into, I know you'll be really interested in this, it's American Horror Story Season 10, and I've been seeing lots on like the stories, like what do you think about that? I could like name some of them if you haven't like seen like the list at all.
Well, so what's interesting was, I don't know what you heard, but I heard that they did announce the name and the theme of this year's.
Oh, okay. I don't know if I saw that. I wanted to like go on like the ones like the creator Ryan Murphy was like going, and then we could like.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, just go.
Yeah. No. So real quick before. Yeah. So what happened was Murphy did put out a poll on Twitter to survey people what they want to see next in American Horror Story, and I'm pretty sure that it's for season 11. I think that's what he's talking about, is what do you want to see for season 11, and there were some really interesting picks there. I saw Bloody Mary was one of them. Sirens was another. A Plague, which I'm like, Jesus, that's a little close to home. So there was a lot of interesting. There's a lot of interesting ones that I liked. But for season 10, they did confirm that season 10 is going to be called Double Feature.
Oh, okay.
So it's American Horror Story Double Feature, and the idea is that this season will have 2 stories, one by land, one by sea.
I think that sounds perfect. Actually, I was hearing about that too. I wanted to go over some of these other ones though, like there's like Aliens, and then I was thinking like they could go off Asylum with that one to give us more closure, I guess.
Right. I mean, the Aliens one could be a lot of fun, but there was some in there that I really was like, oh yeah. I mean, because when I think American Horror Story, I think they're going to do like a broad thing, but now they're kind of burning through different genres, right? They're kind of like, they have to get very, very specific now about where they're, specific about what they're doing, and as far as the story they're looking to tell. So that's why when I saw like the Plague, and then the Plague, the Sirens, the plethora of different stuff, I was like, man, there are some, like, at first I was worried they're like, oh, they ran out of shit to do, and no, they still got a good amount of stories.
But the double feature one, all I know, like, there's very little detail on it. The only thing I know is that they're definitely doing 2 different stories in the same season, but one's by land and one is by sea. That's all I know.
Okay. There's another one I saw that I like too, the Xmas, like Christmas horror. They could do like so many things off that too. Like you got Krampus and all the other different like things you could like go into play with that one.
Oh yeah, like I think I saw like a Haunted Santa one or something like that. I did see something like that too, which, I mean, that's, I think, a little too specific, but that's just me.
And then this Piggy Man one, which seems like interesting. Like, I don't know what they would do, but that one seems like it'd be really fucked up, I guess.
I mean, for me, it's about like, for me, American Horror Story has been a lot of hit and misses. I was actually talking to a friend about this recently, where like, they've had, when their seasons are good, they're great.
Yeah.
But when their seasons suck, they're bad. And so I get trepidatious about like wanting to, it's almost like going into like abusive relationship where it's like, do I want to go back? Do I want to go back to this and have to go through all this all over again and like be disappointed? So it's hard to say. But I mean, hell, like I said, look, we talked about this before. Look at Freak Show. Freak Show had a amazing premise.
Yeah, I wasn't big on it though.
And then it fucking blew. Like I hated it. So it's tricky that like I want to get excited.
And then you got Roanoke, which no one likes to talk about. Like it was fucking travesty there.
Well, Roanoke had a great. The problem.
What did you say? I didn't get that there. Sorry.
No, I was saying that like Roanoke had a good strong start, but it petered out at the end. Like the last half of it sucked.
Yeah. What did you think about 1984, the last one they did?
That was good. That was a good one.
I like that because I'm a sucker for the 80s, like everything nostalgic, even though I'm from the 90s, and I like the music and every like premise, even when it got fucking like M. Night Shyamalan, like, twist and turn every second and, like, confusing as fuck, I was fine with that.
Well, no, also like slashers.
Yeah.
So, I like, okay, if they can, like, no offense, it's hard to screw up a slasher. I mean,
True.
and you can, but it's hard. But they did it right. I think they did it the right way.
And I guess now I'll, like, venture into the ones you were talking about that they picked. So, the Bloody Mary one and Sirens. I was seeing a lot of fans, like, praising the Bloody Mary one because they were like, oh, they should get, like, Lady Gaga for that one. And I think that'd be perfect, actually.
Well, if they bring her back, I'm not even sure if they are.
Yeah, I'm not sure, but the Sirens one I really liked because you don't know if they're gonna go, like, pirate, like, themed or, like, sailors off to their deaths, so that could be, like, anything or, like, way different from than what we would assume it would be.
Yeah, I mean, there's a bunch of different things they can definitely do, but, you know, we'll see.
I know the original cast is back, so I'm excited to see Evan Peters. He's definitely by far my favorite.
Sorry, what was that?
They're bringing, like, the original cast back, I know, so I'm really excited to see Evan Peters. He's one of my favorites from, like, the seasons.
Yeah, they're bringing all the they're bringing a bunch of the original cast members back for the 10th anniversary since it's season 10.
Oh yeah, and they're doing Macaulay Culkin, so maybe they might do, like, the killer Kevin McAllister thing we talked about before.
I mean, you never know.
I'd definitely be down to see
never.
that.
Yeah.
You said you were going in to get cut.
Hold on one second. But yeah, I mean, they could do the Macaulay Culkin thing.
Yeah.
But I mean, I don't think they're gonna. I don't think they're gonna do the Kevin McAllister shit.
Probably not, but it'll still be cool if he does some, like, killer gimmick in some way.
Maybe.
Another thing I wanted to go into, are you, like, a fan of Mortal Kombat at all?
A little bit, yeah.
Did you say yeah?
Yeah.
So are you, like, interested in seeing the movie at all? I don't know if it's out digitally. I know it's gonna be in theaters too.
Yeah, the movie is out tomorrow. Well, technically today now. But yeah, it'll be out. And yeah, it looks interesting. Choreography wise, it looks better than the '90s one. So there's that.
Yeah, I'm really excited to see it, actually. Plus, we don't get, like, shitty claymation Goro like the original one, and, like, hopefully Reptile and Scorpion won't be as shitty in those ones.
Yeah, exactly. So, I mean, it's going to be improvement, I think, no matter what, but we'll see. I'll probably check it out tomorrow or the day after when it comes out.
Yeah, I definitely plan on, like, watching it, and maybe we can, like, discuss it if we do this again.
Yeah, we'll see.
here's a topic I'm actually interested in discussing with you, because I don't know if I have. I might have briefly, but you probably know by now, but I'm like, have a resurgence, like, as a fan in anime, so I wanted to, like, ask some of your favorites. I know one's Dragon Ball Z, of course.
Mm-hmm.
Which, like, other ones do you like,
So,
if they're, like, old or new? Because you've probably seen all the ones I like Death Note, like, that I've watched, that gambling one, Kakagurui, the sad one, Onihana,
Yeah.
and, there's this, like, fucked up one I watched recently called Prison School. There was that one, too. So what are... Oh, and Toradora. So what are some of your favorites?
well, I mean, I kind of dabbled a little bit in a wide variety of different ones. So, like JoJo's Bizarre Adventure.
That's a popular one.
Yeah, it's pretty popular now. But I mean, I'm more a fan of the older ones, and so, like Outlaw Star, Trigun, Big O. A lot of ones you saw probably in like Toonami when it was first starting. You know, those ones. Not to say like the other ones are bad, like Naruto or the other ones, but they just never really clicked. My Hero Academia is pretty interesting. You know, there's different. There's a couple. It's hard to say like my favorites, but like to me, Dragon Ball will always be my favorite. But there's others that have close seconds, like the ones I just basically told you.
Yeah, I kind of like, I don't know how I did it, but like, I was just on Netflix one day and I was like, do I really want to get back into anime? And I was like, hesitant at first, and then I just saw a trailer of like Toradora, and somehow that got me back into it. I was like, hey, this reminds me of my high school a bit, like, and it's like, you know, like the slice of life, like that kind of thing, and that ended up being like shit I'm into. And then I saw a gambling one and other different like types of crime and comedy, so I get like variety of sorts too, like you were saying.
Right, so it's just like I said, I more lean towards the older ones for me. That's just my personal taste.
There's even some older ones I might want to like check out now, like Neon Genesis Evangelion, like the Gundam one that's a mecha anime with like robots and shit. That's an old one I might check out. Or like Inuyasha.
Yeah, there's a lot of Gundam series.
There's a lot of others like I plan to watch. I just gotta find time for them though.
Right.
Getting back to Dragon Ball Z, like what are some of your like favorite like either characters or sagas? Like it could be like any of the either Z or some of the other shows.
Well, Z will always be the best.
Yeah.
For me anyway. And then from there, you're probably looking at, as far as sagas, it's
or characters too, that could work, like story arcs, any of that.
Trunks. I was a big Trunks fan, like Future Trunks.
Yeah, I love Future Trunks.
And then if not, Vegeta. I mean, come on.
Vegeta, I literally had a figure of him, and like he was on like my fucking birthday cake when I was little. I was like, hell yeah, Vegeta's badass.
I mean, I have, by my computer station, I have a Trunks a Funko Pop Pop, and I have a Majin Vegeta Funko Pop. So
oh, that's awesome. I know you've probably seen all the ones I have. I have all the different Z sagas, from the Boo saga, the Saiyan saga with Frieza, and even the original one with Raditz and all that. I even pre-ordered some of the other ones I liked. My favorite's definitely, if we're talking about sagas and characters, Cell, that's one of mine, and of course the Saiyan saga I like too, and Frieza and all that.
Oh yeah, they're all there. They all have their own merits. Just Cell one for me, just stick out a little bit more.
I even like the Ginyu Force. It's real cheesy and goofy and shit. My favorite from them is definitely Jace, the one with the Australian accent.
Oh yeah, Jesus, yeah. I mean, I don't know, the Cell saga just had a lot of crazy factors going into it, and then just Cell seemed like such a menacing.
I know, he was so built up, and then they fucked it up by having him beat. I was what the hell? Because you see the good form of him where he just fucking devours everything, and I'm this is awesome, and then they just turn into shit after that. Do you have any favorite of the games? Because I still to this day to play some of the older ones Budokai or Tenkaichi, those PlayStation 2 ones.
Budokai 3 is the best, bar none.
Yeah.
It had the best roster, and it had the best customization. Plus it had, I think, those weird fusions.
Oh yeah, that was fucking cool.
Yeah.
Do you like any of the newer ones, Kakarot, or I'm trying to think of the other ones. I
haven't really played a lot of the newer ones. The only one that I played that was newest was Fighters, or Fighter Z, whatever it's called, which I love because it's got the 2D animation to it.
Yeah, that one
but other than that, before that, I think I tried. What was the other one that was recently out?
There were the Xenoverse ones.
Xenoverse, and I didn't really like. I didn't.
Yeah, I wasn't big on those.
It's an RPG, which I appreciate, but yeah, wasn't my thing.
Were there any other shows you watched besides Dragon Ball Z? Because when I was a kid, I was real big on Yu-Gi-Oh and Pokemon. I still collect Yu-Gi-Oh cards to this day, the original ones, and play it. It's fun.
Oh yeah, I was really big into both. I was really big into both. I had all the God cards and Exodia and all that shit. Yeah.
That's why I got back into it, because I remember when I was a kid, it was a fucking prison basically, because you'd have kids saying, oh, if you don't give me this card, I'm gonna beat your ass. So I basically had to give away good cards, and I felt so ashamed. That's why I got back into collecting that, because I still couldn't believe I did something so stupid like that.
Well, I played, you ever played Duel Links?
I've played some of it, but I didn't get to uploading cards or anything. I'm not sure how to do. My friend keeps bugging me to get into that, because that's who I play with in person.
It's pretty decent. It's pretty decent. It's kind of very basic compared to a lot of the other games where it's you battle people and you do duels, and then you earn points, or you earn a currency, and then you can go trade up, and it's all kind of the same, but that kind of got me back into it. It's like, if I can't, I don't want to spend the money on the cards anymore. Let's just stick with the game. I'm good with that.
I was watching on YouTube one day, like, there was this whole tournament where they had, like, the Yu-Gi-Oh! Like, Yomi Yugi voice actor and the Seto Kaiba one, and they had people, like, playing the game, and it was, like, crazy, because they kept bringing back the fan favorite cards, like Blue Eyes, and doing all these new fusions and shit, and I was like, I couldn't stop watching. I was captivated, but I was like, I could never fucking do that in the game. It made it so, like, complex.
Right.
I'm used to, like, the basic style where, like, oh, you do this fusion and it goes into Blue Eyes Ultimate, or, like, something like that.
What do you call it? They got so crazy with it that I'm like, I'm good. I'll stick with what I got, thank you, or what I know.
My favorite on the show was always, like, Seto Kaiba, because he was such, like, a douchebag, but I liked him, and then he always had, like, it looked like the good hand, but he always got his ass kicked by Yomi Yugi. It was funny.
In fact, my friend was telling me, who used to play with me in Yu-Gi-Oh! He said, have you heard the premise of the new movie? I'm like, no, what's the premise? He goes, Seto Kaiba is obsessed with, like, beating Yomi Yugi to the point where, like, he goes into, like, the other dimension world or whatever to try to get Yomi Yugi to beat him in a match. I'm like, you fucking kidding me?
Oh my god. Have they ever done, like, a live action thing to that? Because that would be interesting, but I know...
No, and thank God. No.
I know it would be a dumpster fire, like the Dragon Ball one they did. That was fucking terrible.
Oh god, yeah, no.
I even watched, like, live actions of, like, the animes I watch, and they're fucking terrible, but they're funny to watch. The probably only good one was, like, a movie one I watched, and I don't think it had anything to do with the anime, which I was fine with.
Right.
I don't know why, but the fucking live actions never, like, transfer over good no matter what, even if you have the source material from, like, the mangas or whatever.
Yeah, no, because they don't give a shit.
Like, I don't know if you've seen the Death Note one on Netflix, but it's fucking horrible.
I've heard, yeah.
I don't even know why I watched it, but then I tried, like, finishing the Japanese one, and I liked that more, even though I have to watch, like, the subtitles, because I usually watch, like, the dubs when I'm watching the animes, but when it's live action, I don't have a choice but to watch the subs.
Oh, yeah, jeez.
It does make it more entertaining, though, when there's subtitles in the live actions, because they'll be, like, fucking talking to the screen and, like, overacting. Like, it's funny as hell, but it makes it, like, still was bad.
Yeah, I know what you mean. Jesus.
I have one more thing I wanted to bring up. Are you a fan of the Resident Evil games at all? Because I know the Village one just came out.
Yeah, sort of. I'm not huge into Resident Evil, but I know, It's interesting, but I've seen the trailer that you're talking about. Like, it's like,
I want to kind of get into that maybe because I saw Village. It's like a vampire, and I was like, geez, she kind of reminds me of like Valak from the Conjuring series. And then I saw they're coming out with another movie for that. I didn't even know they were doing that.
God, another Resident
I know they have
Evil movie. That's what we need right now.
They have way too many.
Ugh, Jesus.
I might want to play that game though, because it looks like it could be like scary. I guess I never like played any, but Bobbit was actually telling me to play like 7 because I want to get into it. Then made me play Biohazard as well.
Yeah, it does look interesting.
Is there anything else that you want to like bring up at all? Like, it can be anything.
No. I think I'm pretty good. I think we got a solid one on this one. I think I'm pretty good on my side.
Oh wait, I did forget something actually. Since it's been a long time,
Sure.
do you not mind like doing the Drew McIntyre thing to like, I guess, end us off after that? Because, you know, I like doing skit things or whatever.
Sure, no problem.
Okay, I know it's been a long time, Drew, but I have to ask you, what was it like losing the WWE title to Bobby Lashley and like losing at WrestleMania after all that?
I don't want to talk about it.
You don't?
I'm too hurt.
Why not? I thought you're the Scottish warrior.
Nope, nope. He's a piece of shit. I don't want to talk about it.
Do you want to at least talk to Sheamus? Because I think he still has a few words for you, maybe.
That transparent white bastard. I have nothing to say to him either.
Hey, listen here, fella, you fucking bastard. I won the United States title against fucking Matt Riddle. I'll kick your ass, you little fucking Nancy boy. You see what I did with that fucking scooter on fucking Riddle? It's over, boy.
Yeah, great. You won the US title at WrestleMania.
They call me the Celtic Warrior.
The 15th time.
What fucking Scottish Warrior? What are you, fucking William Wallace from Braveheart? Get the fuck out of here.
Hey, at least I held the title longer than you pasty-eyed fuck.
Okay, that's true. I may be the great white shark and eat potatoes and all that shit, drink my whiskey, but at least I still have a fucking title. What the fuck are you gonna do against Lashley?
I'm gonna win it back. Damn it. Even if I have to impale him with a sword.
Okay, you got a good point, and I'm probably gonna lose the title anyway, so I guess we've made our peace, or not so much.
Prick.
Hey, if anyone's a prick, it's Matt Riddle, cause fucking even Randy Orton said it.
Listen, you must be smoking if you didn't beat Matt Riddle, that's for damn sure.
Well, Orton did wish him a happy 420, so he must have been smoking some shit.
I mean, you've seen those damn birds.
Yeah. What was it like,
Oh man, but no, good stuff.
Good stuff. I never actually asked, what did you think of Mania and TakeOver, though?
meh. They were alright. Mania was better than I expected, but still just kind of meh.
Yeah, I had high expectations for TakeOver. Like, after I saw night 1, I was like, oh, I'm pissed off. But then night 2 came, and I was like, that's gonna be better than Mania. But then Mania was like that the first night, and then the second one I liked more. But I know people liked the first night of Mania too.
Yeah, no, I mean, yeah, I think night 1 of Mania was better than night 2. I think same thing with TakeOver. I think night 1 was a little bit better than night 2.
I'm not sure what they're doing with the storylines now, though. It's like all over the place. I guess they're just rehashing some and doing different ones, it looks like.
Yeah, I mean, meh.
Yeah. I know everyone was real pissed about the Fiend one.
That was just big pitiful.
Yeah. And then it seems like, I don't know if they're feuding or not. It doesn't look like they are, like Alexa and Bray. Like, it seems like they're splitting them up, I guess. I don't fucking know.
Just another reminder why I'm glad I stopped covering it.
Yeah. That's probably better that you stopped covering it, I guess.
Yeah.
I mean, that's probably why I like to cover, like, NXT UK, because just all around it's better wrestling and everything. Like, I always look forward to watching those no matter what.
Yeah, I mean, the takeovers are still decent, but other than that, like, I mean, people still send me stuff, but I stopped, like, actively keeping tabs on WWE.
Yeah, that's why I only like to watch the stuff on YouTube, and, like, the NXT stuff, I'm always more, like, invested and, like, biased, because it's usually all around a better show.
Indeed.
I used to, like, watch the indies, but then it got to be too much. Like, I got burnout from all of it.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I guess that's pretty much it, so I guess I'll end it here.
Alrighty, good stuff.
Hopefully it's as good as we expected, or I don't know.
I think it was good.
Yeah. Alright, so this has been episode 15 of the Late Night Talks, with me, your host, NG Fresh, my co-host, OkayFabe. If you want to, like, plug or shout out any social media or things you're doing, go ahead.
Yeah, just follow me on Twitter at OkayFabe. I'm, of course, doing my YouTube stuff over at youtube.com/OkayFaber, and you can follow me as I'm pretty active over on Twitch now, twitch.tv/OkayFabe.